You may be asking yourself, why splash out on DaVinci Resolve Studio when the free version of DaVinci Resolve is so feature-packed? And it's a very fair question, as the free version is really very powerful, but it does have some limitations. And in this video, we'll be looking at what those limitations are, what you get in the Studio version that makes it worth the £235 upgrade, in my opinion, or $295 of course if you're in the US, and what my favourite 3 features of the Studio version are. Do be sure to watch the entire video, because at the end of the video I'll be giving you details of how you can win this here copy of DaVinci Resolve Studio completely for free. Welcome to this video. My name is Alex. I'm a certified DaVinci Resolve trainer, and I'm passionate about helping content creators, businesses and entrepreneurs edit better and faster by speeding up the learning process through simple yet detailed training. If you like the idea of that, then please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and be notified about new videos when I upload. Incidentally, if you're interested in learning more about our one-to-one or group coaching and other training material, then there's a link in the description below which will give you some more information about all that goodness. Okay, let's dive right in. And the first thing I want to quickly mention is that the free version of DaVinci Resolve is still very powerful for most users. You can edit and finish video clips up to Ultra HD resolution at 60 frames per second in an 8-bit codec. You get access to almost all of the powerful color grading tools, such as the Luma, HSL and 3D Keyers, the new Color Warper and HDR tools, along with video collage, elastic wave audio retiming, to name just a few. It also now enables collaboration, which makes working remotely with a team of people even easier, and multiple people can work on the same project at a time. All of the pages within the free version are all accessible, including Fusion, so you really do have a complete video and audio editing tool all within one interface. It's also Mac and Windows compatible, so no matter what your setup, you'll be good to go. So let's move on to the Studio version. The Studio version of DaVinci Resolve is available for £235 or $295, but you can't get it directly from Blackmagic Design. You need to visit one of their preferred retailers. Now, I haven't looked anywhere else, but in the UK, these retailers are CVP, Jigsaw24, Scan Computers, and also Big Pic Media. Now, you can also buy Studio from other sites online, but the current list of preferred retailers is as I mentioned just now. When you purchase Studio, you'll be sent a lovely little packet with your license card inside and an SD card with the manual loaded on. Something like this. You'll need to keep this handy when you first install Resolve, as you need to enter the license code in as you install and log in for the first time. With the Studio version of DaVinci Resolve, you can edit up to 32K resolution, if you can find a computer that can handle that, that is. Also, you can go up to 120 frames per second and edit all of the bitrate codecs that you could possibly want. So those of you who have potentially got the new Sony a7S Mark III with a 10-bit codec, you'll be good to go. As well as all this goodness, you'll be getting support for multiple GPUs and accelerated H.264 and H.265 decoding and encoding. You also get a suite of extensive audio editing tools, including Dolby Vision and HDR10+ grading and rendering, as well as about 30 additional Resolve effects. It's worth just mentioning some of these excellent effects, and for me, a particular favourite is the face refinement effect. It simply helps you find a face in your shot and gives you fine-tuned controls over skin smoothing, eye brightening, colour correction, lip plumping, etc. There's a host more very cool additional effects that make it really worthwhile, and it's hard for me to name them all here, but certainly it's worth the additional investment just in itself. There are also loads of other great little additions, such as lens distortion correction, de-interlacing, remote and network grading, extra rendering and encoder plugin support, and a whole heap more. That said, I've not yet touched upon my favourite 3 reasons or features to upgrade to DaVinci Resolve Studio. So in no particular order, here they are. Number 1, the Neural Engine. This is the beast under the hood of DaVinci Resolve Studio and is responsible for a lot of the cool heavy lifting that you get within the software. It's using some very cool and advanced neural network and machine learning technology, and is something that will continue getting better as time goes on. Now, I'm cheating slightly to say that it's an individual feature or reason for upgrading, but it is kind of responsible for some of the other features that I might have already mentioned, some of the cool Resolve effects like face refinement. But the inclusion of the Neural Engine also brings amazing features such as the People window, where Resolve can simply search faces within all of your footage in the media pool and automatically organise people into smart bins directly. Believe me, that is super helpful when you're working on a long form documentary or a wedding or something where you've got tons of interviews and you need to get through all of these people. It also enables us to super scale, which up-reses your older sources to 4 and 8K footage. It's also helping with smoother warp speed changes, high quality deinterlacing, the incredible magic mask feature, which is new in DaVinci Resolve 17 in the color page, smart reframing of compositional changes when adjusting the timeline resolution for different social media outputs, object removal, scene cut detection, which, by the way, is absolutely awesome if you're in a pinch and need to quickly deconstruct a sequence to be able to color grade it or to fix a particular shot. On the whole, all these things are generally helping to make our lives as editors, colorists, VFX artists, and audio engineers way, way easier. So for me, the Neural Engine is a huge win and definitely a reason to upgrade. My second favorite reason to upgrade to DaVinci Resolve Studio is the noise reduction tools. Needless to say that we have all had that occasional shot that we've needed to fix because it's been a little bit noisy. And the noise reduction in DaVinci Resolve is really exceptionally good. You get highly sophisticated and advanced temporal and spatial noise reduction tools, which work together or independently, depending on what you need to do for that particular scene, to help you remove all of this unwanted noise. Now, the noise reduction is available in the free version, but it's simply not usable or a usable option because you'll get watermarking on the image once you apply it. But at least though, you can have a little play and see how it works and get familiar with the tool. I know a lot of people still prefer neat video, but for me, I just like the way the noise reduction in DaVinci Resolve Studio works, as it's all within one interface, there are no additional plugins that are required to be installed, and it's actually quite straightforward to use. I will add that noise reduction is particularly process heavy, so once applied, you do really need to be quite careful because unless you've got a beefy system, don't expect real-time playback. That said, in DaVinci Resolve Studio 17, we now have a render in place feature, which allows you to quickly render a shot for real-time playback. So that would at least give you a way to view or edit in real time. There are another few things that I could also do to improve your playback, and I've mentioned those before in another video, so I'll leave a card for that up there. Moving on to my third reason for the upgrade to DaVinci Resolve Studio, it's the video clean feed. Now, this isn't one that's necessarily going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people, but I've included it because it is one of my favorite extras that you get when you upgrade to the Studio version. And it's a video clean feed for your program output to a second monitor. So basically you can now have a nice full screen on a second monitor with no need for an I/O card or specialist equipment, and it just works. Of course, you could just go full screen, but then you lose the main interface, and it's so handy to be able to have a main output on a big screen while you're working in the interface. Equally, you don't have to buy any additional hardware, and then you're straight away good to go. Simply plug and play. I will just say that, of course, if you're a purist and you're really wanting to get high fidelity color accuracy, then I'd always recommend a proper form of dedicated I/O device and calibrated monitor, because otherwise the signal coming through won't be truly clean going over the GPU. But in a pinch, as I say, if you haven't got anything else, it's better than nothing. And I, for one, use it all the time. So there we go, that's my thoughts on the Studio version of DaVinci Resolve and my 3 particular favorite reasons to consider upgrading. And remember, it is a one-off purchase, it's incredibly well priced, and again, you get that lifetime of upgrades afterwards. So you can see here, this is my version of Studio 15 and I haven't upgraded since. I'd love to know your comments below. What was your favorite reason for DaVinci Resolve Studio? Why would you upgrade? Why did you upgrade? I do try and answer all of the comments, so please leave me a comment and I'll take the time to have a look at those and get back to you if I can. If you enjoyed this video as well, please do pop that like button, as it does really help me know that the video is worth it and it helped you in some way. Now, another great reason to comment below, competition time, is that I mentioned before at the start of the video, I'll be giving away this here copy of DaVinci Resolve Studio to one of you lucky viewers. And all you need to do is comment on this video with your best feature of DaVinci Resolve Studio, and then go to the link in the description below to register your email so I can contact you when and if you win and know where to send this chat. Do make sure you stay tuned to our Instagram page too, where we'll be announcing the winner as well as on this channel, and we'll be doing that at the end of the month. That's it though for this video, so thank you very much indeed. I wish you all a very good 2021. Do stay safe, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye for now.